Welcome back to Every Frame. Today I'm going to explain a 2018 fantasy drama film titled Blew My Mind. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. Mia, a 15-year-old girl, is soaking in the tub and she is about to shave her legs when she notices her toes are stuck together. Mia is terrified and rushes back to her bedroom to check. She tries to pry her toes apart, but it doesn't work. She snuck into the hospital the next morning for a checkup. The doctor said it was just the most common type of syndactyly, and an operation would separate them. Mia didn't believe the doctor and assumed she was hiding something, so she ran out of the hospital and cried in the street, but the strange events continued. On the third day, Mia started to get thirsty, and to soothe her thirst, a fairly large packet of salt had to be added to the water. The following day, Mia couldn't help but enter the living room fish tank and even eat one of the goldfish there before throwing up in the bathroom. Soon after, her mother asked me where the fish had gone after they had vanished from the tank. Mia was afraid to confess that she had eaten it, so she claimed she had flushed it down the toilet. Mom stared at her in shock before giving her a hard slap for the way she treated the fish. Mia believed she wasn't even her biological child. When her mother wasn't at home, she began to look around. She wanted to find a photo of her pregnant mother, but she couldn't find any after a protracted search. "Why don't I look like either of you?" Mia asked her mother with inexplicable indignation. The mother, so strong and uncommunicative, questioned, "Don't you have any homework to do?" Mia was at a loss for words and went to her room. Instead of doing her homework, she sent her boyfriend a message to call him out. Their relationship was heating up at the time. However, just as they were about to continue talking, the boyfriend noticed Mia's bruised legs. When he asks Mia if she's been beaten, she becomes enraged and quickly starts wearing her socks and pushes the man down. Mia won't admit to him that the daily bruises on her feet are all her own. Mia goes to steal medication because not only are her toes hurting right now, but also her legs are beginning to resemble strange fish scales. Mia was reluctant to return to the hospital and had to go to the store to purchase the equipment she would need to perform self-care. When she gets home, she first applies concealer to the scaly areas before grabbing some scissors and slowly cutting her fingers open. Her hands continued to move despite her trembling in pain. Mia believed she would be fine once she had sliced open her toes, but she was unaware that this was only the beginning. During the biology lesson, the girl watched as the teacher dissected a fish. When the teacher walked away, she immediately felt the urge to eat the fish. Despite her words, Mia was devouring the fish when she said, "I'll kill you if you tell anyone." However, Mia was deeply upset on the inside because, despite always being a good girl, she decided to join the other girls on a wild goose chase in an effort to distract herself. One girl, Lily, was inebriated when Mia drove her home. As they chatted throughout the night, they realized they were the same person. They were good girls who behaved well, but they were forced to turn to other means of coping with their loneliness because of the absence of parental attention. Mia's parents, regrettably, don't comprehend her negative emotions and believe it's just another episode of her illness. Lily had noticed that Mia's legs were nearly covered in bruises and fish scales, but she didn't bother to explain that she was physically ill in addition to mentally ill. Every day when Mia woke up, she noticed a lot of skin falling off her body. She couldn't accept this about herself. When Mia realized she was a mermaid, she could take it no longer and musters the courage to tell her mother the truth. But her mother asserted that she was actually her daughter. Mia doesn't believe her because she went to the party and had a good time with Lily while her parents were away at the wedding reception. However, when Lily fell into the river, Mia hurriedly dove in to save her. As she dove in, she felt as though she was moving extremely quickly, and her eyes could see clearly through the murky water. Mia developed more and more doubts. After saving Lily, she hurried to the restroom, but at some point, something that resembled a dorsal fin had appeared on her waist. And the fish scales on both of her legs were increasing the size. Mia had no choice but to continue indulging herself because she was in excruciating pain. At a party, Mia was drunk. This man was attempting to touch her, but Lily intervened just in time. Mia didn't listen when she tried to convince her otherwise. Mia's pants unexpectedly came off as they were arguing, leaving her legs covered in fish scales in full view of the public. Men in the room started to throw up. Mia took a lot of sleeping pills because she was desperate. Then she walked to the restaurant and slashed her wrists, but her life didn't end there. After a sound sleep, the Mia awoke to discover that her legs had become fishtails. Mia tries to enter the bathtub despite her fear. As she added water to the tub, her body began to feel more at ease. By the time the floor of the house was filled with water, after a while, Mia became more calm and accepted her mermaid identity. She gave Lily a call. She was immediately hauled to the car when Lily arrived and discovered her in this condition. However, she took Mia to the beach as instead of taking her to the hospital. Mia took Lily's phone and made one final call to her mother, who was still unaware of the situation. When she just said hello to her mom and dad, then she said the goodbye as her last words. Mia was aware that because she wasn't born on land, she would eventually go back to the ocean and that she would never see her parents again. Mia gave Lily a final hug before she jumped into the ocean with confidence. She swam joyfully in the water, knowing that she was exactly where she wanted to be, away from schoolwork, classmates, mom and dad, and the agony of having to mature. The movie concludes with Mia becoming a mermaid. However, a lot of people speculate that this is all Mia's imagination. Mia's parents had a feeling she was ill. This implies that Mia had significant psychological issues, which may have contributed to her hallucinations. Mia and her parents didn't talk much, and as she hit puberty, she started acting out. Mia's initial act of eating fish was a rebellious act. Her mother still treats her like a child because she doesn't understand her changes. Mia was so uncomfortable about this that she punched her mother to the ground. In the late afternoon, she visited the fish tank to catch food-grade fish. She probably did this as a means of escaping reality because she imagines herself to be a mermaid. She drank as much salt water as she could and then imagined that her legs were turning into fish tails. If you view the movie from a more somber angle, Mia might have died when she slit her wrists, and the rest of the narrative was just a dream she had while she was sleeping. If Lily had turned into a mermaid, why else would she not have shot her? Instead, she sent her straight to the beach without even pausing to be shot. In other words, Lily's mother and this friend were the only people who mattered most to her at the end of her life when Mia called her and gave her a final hug. I believe that Mia's sinking into the ocean indicates that she is dead. There ends the movie. What do you think after watching this? Let us know your thoughts.